of chill jams there while we got set up. Hey guys, welcome back. I just wanted to go over DCTH again today. People are asking for an update from Friday, a little bit what's going on and what my thoughts were. Friday, we saw a lot lower volume than we saw on Thursday. I think a lot of people expected results for the reverse split vote a lot sooner than we got it because, as you know, we have not received it yet. So I wanted to go over a little bit of what we talked about on the last video and then show a couple new things as well. The last video we talked about the MACD and the volume, and I wanted to show you those again. So we had our buy signal on the 6th, MACD buy signal. We were on the daily chart last time, so I thought I'd use a 60-minute chart this time. They are going to show differently. That's one good thing to remember as well. If you're looking at a 5-minute chart, 30-minute chart, 60-minute chart, daily chart, what have you, they're all going to show these indicators differently. I know when I first started out, I didn't really realize that that I'm not going to see the same thing on a 60-minute that I would on a daily, even if I'm using the exact same indicators. And we can actually just quickly even show that. So see right here on MACD, 10 a.m. on the 6th, that's when we got our bias signal. But if we go over here to the daily, it's going to look different. See, it's way back here on, the 14th of August that we had that last big buy signal. And we had one here on like the 31st a little bit, or I'm sorry, on the 7th. So it's going to look different depending on your time frame. Just remember that. It's a good thing to know. So let's go back to our 60-minute and go back here. So if you look at our 60-minute, oh my gosh, excuse me, that was probably really loud. We had our buy signal, and then on the 8th around 11 o'clock we got a sell signal. And with that, a lot of people are going to be following a 60-minute chart, so we're going to get some selling, and we're going to go over the Chand, I'm not sure how to say it, and the stochastic momentum. But you can see here, I mean, low volume, we got low here, and we got our sell signal on the MACD. So for people following those, we're going to get some sell-off. My thoughts here are, psychologically, people are waiting for the vote, and many people are not going to quote-unquote gamble. They think this reverse split might go through. And so a lot of people are waiting on the sidelines, and they're not going to hop in quite yet. So until we get that voting result, it's probably going to be about the same. It's probably going to stay low volume like this, and probably going to stay around the same price that we're at now. This is just my opinion, of course. But you got to also think the closer it gets, people might get more excited, they might get antsy, and they might buy in. You're also going to think the longer that we don't get the results, the more likely it is that it might be a no. Obviously, the company's not going to put out news that's good for us. They've been anti-helping the stockholders, that's for sure. And last time they delayed the results, and it ended up being a no. So the odds are pretty good in our favor, but technically, on the chart analysis, it doesn't look strong that it's going to go up until we get those results, in my opinion. I don't think we're going to dip crazy hard, but we're not going to be flying up. That's just from the initial look. So one thing, remember, just volume precedes price, right? We hear that all the time. And we can see it here, volume, price, right? High volume, higher price. Lower volume, lower price. And remember, all through late August, we just kept going slowly and slowly down because there wasn't that much volume. That's just how it is. So we're going to go ahead and take the MACD off. Like I said, we're going to keep an eye on this on the 60-minute, and we're going to look for it to go below this line and create another buy signal, or we may even, recover above it. but it's going to be something to definitely keep an eye on, guys. Keep your eye on that. Keep your eye on the volume. Okay. And I wanted to pull up a new one for you guys. This is the stochastic momentum, and it's a little bit different. Stochastic momentum index, and it's basically the same as a stochastic, but it's a little bit more reliable than just a stochastic. It's just set up a little bit differently, and I'm going to read just straight from barcharttrader.com. And I'll show you guys the page here. This is where I'm reading it. I won't bore you guys by making you read all of that here, but I just wanted to show you the page that, yes, I just go to websites, I read about it, I study it, and practice it. That's all you guys have to do. It's the hardest part is understanding what you're reading. But once you get used to all the jargon and stuff, it gets easier and easier and easier, I promise. But basically, the stochastic momentum index is it's an advancement, quote unquote, on the stochastic oscillator. It's primarily used to calculate the distance between the current close and the recent high-low range. So basically, it takes the distance of the current close relative to the center of that high-low range. And this is a pretty new, it actually came out in '93, so that's actually kind of why I like it too. I like new stuff. The reason it's different though than just a stochastic is it goes from positive 100 to negative 100, and remember on the stochastic, I'll pull it up, we're going, I believe, 80-20, right? Yeah, as you can see here, we're going 80 to 20. So when the current close is greater than the midpoint of the high-low range, the outcome's above zero. And when the current close is less than the midpoint range, the SMI is below zero. So it's used for short-term extreme positions, i.e. overbought, oversold, and the basic difference is the wide range, like I said, the negative 100 to positive 100 as opposed to 80-20. It's used to predict trends just like the stochastic, bullish or bearish, and it's bearish if it's below 40, and it's bullish if it's above 40. And so basically it's kind of used the same way. If this is below 40, that's when people consider it a buy. When it's above 40, that's when people are considering it a sell. So as you can see, super buy territory over here, which as you can see the price is really low, and we got our signal, people started buying, price is going up. And here we got our cross of the fast under the slow, and bam, we got our sells, and now we're just kind of steadying off, which I think is good actually, that this is going down so much but the price is staying pretty steady. There's a lot of support there. Now, I mean, you're not going to want to only use the stochastic momentum. You're always going to want to use everything else. Like I always say, use as many indicators as possible, use your PRs, use everything like that. But basically, it's basically the same as stochastic. Like your advantages are it's less unpredictable than the stochastic for the same time period. It usually gives an advanced indication of possible shifts. It's not one of those ones where you're going to see it changing afterwards. Like sometimes I think the MACD is a little too slow. Excuse me. A bit of dry mouth there. And it also, I mean, you can, well, it says here, it says entry and exit with maximum profits is no longer an issue due to the predictability of it. So you may want to use this instead of your stochastic or with it. I generally pull this up with the stochastic just to see the differences and where they're changing with a particular stock. But your disadvantages with this one, it's unable to predict trendiness, which it's kind of confusing because we're using it to predict trends, but it's not really a predictor so much as it'll be around the same time is basically what I get from that. But you need to use a trendiness indicator with it. So The main one people use is the Chand or the Chand. I'm not sure how to say it, but they use that oscillator to predict the future trends along with the SMI. And it's hard to use if the whole market's trending, but we won't go into that. But basically, what we're looking at is just a stochastic. It's just a more predictable stochastic. And so, as you can see, we've reached our over, we're way bullish here. I mean, we got up to like 48. And so there's just technically, there's not going to be a way to sustain this because it's an indicator that shows we're way too bullish there. People are going to start selling. And we have our switch over. So we're going to need to look for another switch over below this 40 to get a really another strong buy signal. Now, remember though, we're waiting on those results. So those results could come out anytime and alter this completely. But if we're still going to have no results, we're probably just going to follow normal technical trends because as we know, DCTH follows technical trends like almost to a T because there's computers trading it. Algorithms have to go off something. So they're going to use an indicator, they're going to use price, they're going to use volume, whatever they're writing it off of, they're going to be using some sort of technical indicator to make an algorithm. And I'm basically 1,000% sure there's computers and algorithms trading the crap out of this stock. But we're going to use it. We have the Chand pulled up already. I'm going to say Chand. I don't really know. I don't like how that sounds, but I guess that's how you say it. And basically, this oscillator is a technical momentum indicator, and it calculates the difference between the sum of all the recent gains and the sum of all the recent losses. And it divides the result by the sum of all the price movement over a period. So that sounds like a lot, but basically it's similar to the relative strength index, the RSI that we pulled up, and the stochastic oscillator, and that's why we use it in conjunction with them. So basically it's overbought when it's above 50, oversold when it's below 50, and it's used on a 9-day trade moving average. It's super simple. I mean, there's not really a lot more we need to go over than that. Just know oversold, overbought, just like a lot of our indicators. And so as you can see here, overbought right here, and then we started reflecting with the price down there. We got a little overbought again, and it started reflecting there, another little peak, and it started reflecting there. So you can see how it really follows the stochastic momentum really well. I mean, they're almost exact the same, at least in my eyes. I mean, you're going to get bigger dips and spikes. It's not as like smooth, if you will. It's not as like fluidly looking. It's a little bit more spiky. But generally, they're going to be the same. And so as you can see here, though, this one, just like here, we're getting close to this, bearish territory. So that to me is saying that Monday and Tuesday are going to be our chances to get new buy signals. Most likely Tuesday morning, just going off this little trend here. But you never know. It could be Monday, 9/11. It could be the 12th. Either way. But remember, that's barring no news. So we got to remember, we got to wait for news. But anyway, I just wanted to show those two. Pull them up together, pull up some charts you like, and look at those. They're really interesting. And especially if we pull up our stochastic at the bottom here like we have, it's similar, very similar, but the stochastic is a little bit less predictable, right? But to me, with DCTH, I think it's very predictable in the stochastic because of the computer it's trading it. But yeah, that's basically it for stochastic momentum and the Chand, what have you. I just wanted to show those. I'll get them out of the way. And just one little thing I wanted to pull up here. I wanted to show you guys this website here. Now this is showing the volume the last few days, and they're doing an analysis for us called the SBV oscillator. And I don't know about this oscillator enough, to be honest with you, to go in depth about it right now. I don't really want to research it and waste your guys' time. But basically, green is bullish, red is bearish, right? And check this out, guys. Since the 21st of August, since they're on this site, bullish, 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 bullish. So even though our price is going down and stuff like that, we're still bullish on our volume. So remember, this is one of the most highly traded stocks out there right now. So it's you got to look up everything. And, price may be going down, but it's still bullish. There's still a lot of attention on it. And that I just really quickly wanted to show that. Don't want to go too in depth in there. But in terms of the chart, we got it pulled up here. On the 60-minute, we're still, we're following trends. And here we tested, we fell, we tested, we fell, and we've reached a low point, and we've been going up since then, right? So we're waiting on the voting results. We're waiting on the PR, but we're still gaining in trend. I just drew this during the intro there. I drew this little line, and we're still going up. So even though we're seeing these huge peaks and valleys and stuff, our trend is still upward from this little bottom that we've had here. And as you can see, we keep testing to get out of this arc trend. But we keep coming back as of right now because we don't have enough faith. We don't have enough people staying in. We have all these day traders and things like that because we're highly volatile right now. So again, we're just waiting on results. But you can use those indicators that we pulled up to find yourself a new buy-in or decide to even sell and wait. It's completely up to how you want to trade it. I personally, what I've been doing is adding to my position on these dips. But you may want to stay out completely until the voting result. You may want to quote unquote gamble and hop in, when one of these studies that we had up, shows we have buy signals. When you get another buy signal down here below 20 on the stochastic, you may want to hop in again and just ride that technical jump. It's completely up to you. But as you can see, we didn't even pull up the RSI yet. But as you can see, RSI, we're not overbought, we're not oversold, we're right in the middle. So it's technically we're on a little bit of a downtrend, right? But the stock price is staying steady here, around 1216. 1216, 1255 or so, which has been doing that last, 2 days. So we may be getting these bearish signals on the indicators, but there's still enough faith that we're not dipping crazy, crazy hard. I'm not really sure what more to say, honestly, because I don't need to change the chart that much. We're still looking pretty much the same trend that we've been going on. Other than to say, just play it however you think is right. If you want to wait for your next technical buy, wait for your next technical buy. If you don't think it's going to dip lower than now, then maybe buy in now. If you think we're kind of at a peak and we're going to dip lower, maybe sell and buy in later. I personally don't know. I don't have a way to tell you guys to play this. All I can say is I'm adding on dips, and I'm going to keep adding on dips if I can. But I think I'm actually loaded as much as I want to be, and I'm just waiting for this result. I think it's a no. I think they would have told us much sooner if it was a yes, because that's very good news for the company in terms of them keeping what they want, but the shareholders don't want that, and they needed so many no votes that I don't think it's going to happen. But if there's something else, I'm home today, so if there's something else you guys want to see on the DCTH chart, let me know. Oh, somebody did ask about the money flow. They wanted to know if the money flow is still good. Let's pull it up and see. Yes, money flow is still good. Let's make it a little bigger. Yeah, so money flow is still good. We had a little spike here, and then we're still going in. We had a little dip here, and that's actually kind of interesting. We had a dip in the money flow here, but check it out. The price stayed the same on this candle. So to me, what that shows, and we're getting more money coming in at the end of the day as people are willing to bet and gamble more, for the results next week. But as you can see, the price is staying stable. So even when we're getting this less volume, right? We're getting less volume, but we're getting more money, and the price is staying stable. So you just need to look at everything you can, guys, like as usual. But pretty much right now, I'm throwing most of this out of the window and just playing this RS vote. But again, guys, let me know if there's anything else you want to see on DCTH. I don't want to drag on and bore you guys too much. I tend to do that. So again, thanks for watching, and I will go over anything else you guys want. Just let me know.